What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Understanding the Reason. This is our amazing study that we're going through, looking at why are we here? Like, why did God create us and put us on this planet? And we've been going through the book, Understanding the Reason God Made Man, What Made Him Do It. This book is a result of 18 years of research and study of the scriptures, of science, different religions. I mean, I went through everything I could find to know that it's absolutely 100% real. Like, is it real, or is it, is it about religion, or what is this thing about? What is this life about? Why are we here? Right? And so, having gone through that study and getting that information, initially it was just for me. I'll be honest with you. It was just selfish, man. Listen, it was for me because I grew up in church and I wanted to know if all the things that my dad taught me and all the things that I've learned through my life, is it real? Like, and then more importantly, what happens after this? Right? So as a result, we got the book. Okay. That's what we've been going through. Our last video, we were talking about salvation, which is the plan, the response to Satan's overthrow of heaven, or attempt of overthrow of heaven, and what that all means for us as human beings. Like, what does a war in heaven have to do with me and you, right? So let's go ahead and finish this up. So the following two statements positioned together shed light on God's overall intent. After Satan was kicked out, after he was banished, God said he was going to do something to him, right? He said, "You will be no more." But check this out. We see this in the proclamation in Revelation chapter 12, verse 10, when after Satan was kicked out, the shout went forth, "Now is come salvation and strength, and the kingdom of our God, and the power of his anointed one. For the accuser of our brethren is cast out." Also, when we add what God told Satan, "I will lay you before kings," it lends the idea of foreknowledge. It points to a specific plan, right? So God had a plan. And what was that plan? The plan of salvation. So we're touching on it right now, but we're going to dive deeper into what that plan actually entails. It's fascinating. And how does it affect you, and how does it affect me? It's amazing, okay? So now let's keep going. So before the world was created, God had a plan called salvation. What was this plan? Why did God develop it? We now know it was in response to a rebellious angel that caused war in heaven. Because of this spirit, the holy places in heaven had been defiled. Consequently, God had to move in a new way to avenge the chaos caused by his enemies. Everything he created was good until iniquity was found in Satan's heart. And then Satan perpetrated lawlessness and corruption and deception, and everything antithetical to God came from him. And as a result of that, we're affected. Okay? We are affected by this. And we'll as we go along, I sincerely hope that the picture begins to get clearer for you as to how these things really pertain to you and how they pertain to me. Okay? So let's keep going. So God had the plan of salvation. And like we just said, everything he created was good until iniquity was found in Satan's heart. There had never been a need for retribution, but that tiny spark caused immeasurable damage. That tiny spark, that single spark of iniquity, caused 1/3 of the angels to lose their place forever and in a useless revolt. Ultimately, it would spill over into the universe, affecting life on earth. All things that dwell on the face of the planet, including and specifically the human race, would be contaminated with the enemy's deceit. Because of iniquity, man is now caught in the valley of decision. Having lost his right standing with the Creator, soon God will destroy all unrighteousness forever, including man, as a result of a war started before he was even created. So before we even got here, man, this stuff was happening eons before we even got on the planet, right? And it affects us because we were born lawbreakers. We were born in darkness. And you'll see we'll see it. You'll see it and I'll see it together, okay? So here we go. Which side would man give his allegiance to? There is no middle ground, and time, as I've stated before, is running out, right? Time is the biggest enemy of decision, right? Because you got to make a decision either way. So you got this war, and there's only two sides, good and evil. And you have to decide, which one am I going to be on? We're sort of kind of like in the valley of decision, deciding what should we do, right? But here's the problem. Most of us don't know. Most of us don't have a clue that these things are happening. And then to make it even more like crazy to me is the enemy has deceived us into believing that these things don't exist. And we bought into it. Man, it's crazy, right? So God crafted a plan that would be offered exclusively to humanity, a plan to which you and I are entitled. We live at a time in history when we can retroactively view the fulfillment of historic events spoken long before the ancient writers of Scripture knew what they were talking about. They had no clue. All they saw was visions, and they received inclinations to write things down that they didn't even understand. Okay? Things that they desired to look into, but it wasn't for them. It was for us. So we can go back and look at previous prophetic statements that were made thousands of years ago to see, did it happen? Is it true? Did that thing, they said it? Did it happen? Right? And man, when you go back and look at that stuff, it's like, whoa, it happened. And we got historic data and historic proof to prove that what they said actually came to pass. So let's keep going. So they told us that God promised that he would destroy his enemies and lay them before kings. The kings had not yet been known or revealed at the time of his warning to Satan. This proves God had a plan to create humanity. But how was he going to bring the plan to destroy the devil and those fallen angels to fulfillment? How was he going to tie it all together and fulfill his promise to them, and you will be no more? How was he going to do that? The answers will lie in the upcoming chapters, but first, let's pause to reflect on what we've learned and then take a few minutes to go through your notes. With that, brothers and sisters, ladies and gentlemen, I am so glad that you guys came today. Man, I hope that you got something from this lesson. And then, man, we're going to continue this journey and pursuit of why are we here? What is the reason that God created mankind? Okay, that's super important. Okay, it's super important. It is super important, and I'm so glad that you're with me. Please get your book, Understanding the Reason God Made Man, What Made Him Do It. Follow along with us as we go on this journey, man. I believe it's going to be a blessing to you, and it's going to answer a lot of questions. All right, until we see each other again, please like, share, and subscribe. Comment down below, and we'll talk to you on the next video. God bless you guys, man. Peace.